Hi, and welcome to Base Camp 1. This is where it all begins, right here in the present. In this video, we will go over the 4 present verb tenses: the present simple, the present continuous, the present perfect, and the present perfect continuous. Look at the form and the use. The form of these tenses is relatively easy, but each tense has quite a few ways we can use it, and that's really going to be important. We can use one verb tense or another to emphasize one thing or another. For example, if I say I eat pasta, it means it's something I eat, or normally eat. It's a general truth or statement of truth. On the other hand, if I say I am eating pasta, it means I'm eating it now in the moment. So in this video, really focus on the form, but also the use of each verb tense. Okay, so we'll begin with the present simple. First, we'll look at the form in the positive, negative, and questions. And then we'll look at the different uses of the present simple. Let's get started. Okay, so the present simple has 2 forms, the form with the verb to be and the form with other verbs. I am, you are, he is, we are, they are. With other verbs, the only change is in the third person singular. So he, she, it likes. And the negative would be doesn't like in the third person. For questions in the present simple, we have to be questions and questions with other verbs. The form would be the question word, the verb to be, and the subject. For other verbs, the form is the question word, do or does in the third person, the subject, and the verb. Take a minute and look at the examples. There are 5 uses for the present simple. Number 1, a present situation. John lives in Barcelona with his girlfriend. They have a cat. A general fact. In my city, there are lots of scooters. Habits and routines. My brother always goes to the cinema with his friends on Friday. Future timetables. She leaves for Milan on Tuesday. And finally, a future meaning after time adverbials. I will call you as soon as I finish. Okay, now let's take a look at the present continuous. We'll start by looking at the form. Then we'll look at the different uses of the present continuous. Now let's look at the form and use of the present continuous. The form of the present continuous is the subject, the verb to be, and the verb with ing. There are 5 different uses of the present continuous. The first one is to express an ongoing action. I am playing hockey, or I am not playing hockey. So this is something that's temporary in the moment it's happening now. This is maybe the most common or simple use of the present continuous. The second one is to express a temporary action. You are living in Paris at the moment. You're living in Paris at the moment means that it's at the moment, it's not permanent, right? We can also use the present continuous to express an annoying habit. My dad is always complaining. It's annoying. We are flying to Paris tomorrow. In this case, we can use the present continuous, but to talk about a definite future plan. They are studying a lot these days. This is a temporary habit. Okay, now we're going to go over the present perfect tense, which is... So the present perfect form is the subject, have or has, and the past participle. Let's look at some examples. I have just seen John in the cafe. You have already asked the same question 3 times. She has taken her son to the beach many times this summer. We have been to Paris before, or we have not, we could say, or we haven't. They have never seen the Star Wars films. Underlined and in bold are some adverbs or time phrases that we can use with the present perfect. So the question form of the present perfect is the question word, have or has, the subject, and the past participle. Let's look at some examples. Where have I left my wallet? How long have you lived in Barcelona? How many cars has he had in his life? In this case, we omit the question word and we have we seen this film yet? How much time have they spent playing video games? So the use of the present perfect can be a little bit complicated. We have many different uses. Let's take a look at them. Number one, an action that started in the past and continues in the present. Example, John's or John has, this is the contraction, John's lost his keys. He's still looking for them. Number two, an action performed during a period of time that has not yet finished. And in this use, we use for and since. He's taught English for 15 years. So that means he started 15 years ago and he still teaches English. He's not finished. Number three, a repeated action in an unspecified period between the past and now. I've seen that film dozens of times. Right? So the action of seeing the film, to see the film, has been repeated many times. We don't know how many times, or what we know that it was dozens of times. Sorry, we know that, but we don't know exactly when. It was an unspecified time. Number four, a recent finished action expressed by just. You've just missed them. They left 5 minutes ago. See how I stress just? And that means that you missed them. They must have left, well, in this case, 5 minutes ago, very recently. Number five, an action where the exact time is not important, an experience in your life. She's traveled all around the world, but she has never been to Italy. She's never been to Italy, so this is the lack of an experience. And in this case, she's traveled all around the world is the experience. And so here we have two examples in one. Number six, to answer the question, how long, when the action is unfinished. How long have you lived here? I've lived in this neighborhood for the past 10 years. Right? So we can also, when the action is finished, then we would use the past simple. For example, how long did you live in California? Well, I lived in California for 20 years. How long have you lived in Europe? I have lived in Europe for 15 years. Okay, let's take a look at the present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous has three uses. Number one, an action that started in the past and stopped now, but you can see the results. Number two, an action continuing now, a past action continuing now, and the present perfect continuous, but with for and since as well. One thing to remember with the continuous forms, we don't use state verbs. For example, we cannot say like, believe, etc. So we would say, I have liked this music since I was a kid. Not, I have been liking this music, right? Because like is a state verb. The form of the present perfect continuous is the subject, have or has, been, and then the verb with ing. Let's take a closer look at the form. Again, the subject is subject, auxiliary verb have or has in the third person, been, and then the verb with the ing form. Let's look at some examples. I have been running. I have been running. That's why I'm so red in the face. So in this case, the action has started in the past, but it's stopped now. I'm not running now. But you can see the results of the running, the red face. Maybe I'm sweating, right? So when we can see the effects of the action in the past, now we can use the present perfect continuous. She has been thinking about her exams. That's why she's biting her nails so much. So she's been thinking about her exams. She started in the past, but she's still thinking about them now, right? She has been waiting for the bus for the last 20 minutes. She's still waiting, right? Or in this case, he's still waiting. He or she, doesn't matter. Okay? Hi guys. All right, now it's your turn. Here are 5 questions, and I want you to fill in the gaps with a present tense. Okay? Good luck. So it could be the present simple, the present continuous, the present perfect, or the present perfect continuous. Okay, guys, how did you do? Let's take a look at the answers. Number 1, she never picks up a room. She isn't very tidy. Here's an example of the present simple. It's a general truth. Number 2, my cousin has a lot of friends. This is the present simple again, right? This is a fact. She has a lot of friends. Number 3, I have lived in this city for 5 years. Present perfect simple. In this case, it starts in the past and is still true now. I moved here, that would be the past simple, and then I have lived here in this city for 5 years. So it started in the past and it's still true now. I still live here. Number 4, she has been waiting for 30 minutes in the cold. She must be freezing. So this is the present perfect continuous form of the present perfect. And so the action of waiting started in the past, in this case 30 minutes ago, and she's still waiting. She's still waiting. Number 5, the question, what are you up to? I'm painting the living room. This is an example of the present continuous. That's right, present continuous. What are you up to is like saying, what are you doing? Or what's up? What's up? Well, I'm painting the living room. This is the action that's happening in this moment. Hey guys, that's the end of the video for Unit 1. Well done, you made it to the end. One step closer to our objective, which is the B2 first. Let's work hard on the exercises this week, and if you have any questions whatsoever, send us a message. Take care. Bye.